Okay, so how do you do this? So Google Maps is super cool. You can go anywhere in the world you want. So how do you do it? It's pretty easy. First, if you didn't use this introduction tool here or watch this video, open that, click that link. Once you understand how to use Google Maps, it's pretty easy. So I'm just going to look up the name of this place. Now, if you really want it, it's not cheating. Use your brain. Highlight the text, Control C. I'm going to copy the name of it and then Control V and drop it in there. And all you have to do is go to the place. Actually, I don't need directions. I just need to go there. But you can see it's a long ways away from where we're at now. So I'm going to go find the Air and Space Museum. Okay, and once I've found the building, I'm just going to grab Street View and start looking around. So I haven't been here in like 15 years. We'll see how much it's changed. But I do remember some of the halls that you can go into. So that's pretty cool. One of the things I noticed right away is that there are no people here, which I can make an inference, means make a guess, that they did this after hours, that they did it when the museum was closed. So here, this one's pretty cool. So what do I see? Now, you guys know I am an aviation nerd. I am almost a pilot, right? Not quite. I'm a student pilot, so I guess maybe that counts. But looking around here, I can recognize a lot of this stuff. Now, if you don't know what this is, you might say, what do I see? Buildings, a lot of steel structure, right? Gray carpet, I mean, whatever. But for me, I know what some of this is that I'm looking at. So this right here is the X-15, which is the fastest plane ever flown in the atmosphere by people. It's actually flown outside the atmosphere. Some pilots flew this out into space, or at least high enough to become astronauts. I think it's 150,000 feet in altitude, which is way high when you consider a airliner typically flies at 35,000 feet ish, somewhere in there. This right here, giant propeller, I think that actually comes from a wind tunnel. I'm not sure. That's the first production jet fighter right there that America ever produced. This right here is the Bell X-1. It's a really cool piece of history. It's the first plane to travel faster than the speed of sound. It was flown by Chuck Yeager, who actually was my grandmother's brother's wingman during World War II, and that is a true story. My grandmother's brother flew with the 357th Fighter Group, 363rd Fighter Squadron with Chuck Yeager. So he's the first person to fly faster than the speed of sound, but it's an amazing piece of engineering. This right here, hopefully you know what this is. There is one country in the world that has put people on the moon, and it is our country. It is the United States of America. We are the only people to send people to the moon. And we did it in 1969, and this is the lunar lander, the LEM, made by Grumman. So there's a lot of stuff. Now, I could obviously write paragraphs and paragraphs and pages because I love these things. But for you, just take some time and look around and actually see what's there and just try to describe it as best you can. So this is what I'm seeing. Now, is writing down, I see a blue wall, super interesting? Not really. And, I would encourage you to go back. And if that's not looking cool, look down here, right? The Right Place Food Court, that doesn't sound interesting, right? The Hubble Space Telescope, maybe you like space stuff. Check that out. Lockheed U-2, right? That's pretty cool. The Lockheed P-80, the golden age of flight. Okay, there's all kinds of awesome stuff here at the Air and Space Museum. So just, take your cursor and go check out something else. Let's see what's here. All right, that's pretty cool. UAVs, space stuff maybe, stealth things, right? The golden age of flight. This is pretty cool. So you just kind of look around and describe what you see. So I'd go back to the assignment and I would say, okay, what do you see in detail? So it is a huge building with a lot of airplanes inside. Okay, now that's not good enough. That's true, right? They have planes suspended from the ceiling. I saw at least three huge rooms. One had a lunar module or lunar lander. This is clearly a place that has a lot of artifacts about um, aviation and space flight. That's pretty good. Now, the next one, Rachel, Nevada. If you want, you can cheat. Control C. And then I don't need directions. We're just going to go search Google Maps. Control V. I've been to Rachel, Nevada. Man, I don't see a lot out here. So let me turn on satellite. Still not a lot out here. Now, if you go not that far from Rachel, Nevada, you will find something fairly interesting, which is this place, which has no street view. And street view became an alien flying saucer. Now, why does this have no street view? Well, it's because it's a place that the government doesn't want anybody to be able to see. Now, its real name is Groom Lake, which is the dry lake bed next to it up here. But no one calls it Groom Lake. This is Area 51. Here are the 737s, the Jane's flights that leave Las Vegas that bring people out here. You can't really see very much out here. So what can you see? Well, if we go back to Street View, I'll show you. So this is called the extraterrestrial highway. But what do you see? Nothing. Now, that's not an acceptable answer. You cannot write nothing in the box. Okay. What can you see? Desert for miles and miles around. A 2-lane highway. Right? Look how far that goes off into the distance. If you go into the town of Rachel, Nevada, or the black mailbox. So this is actually the road that leads to Area 51. There is a road that goes in and out. You can drive down it, but only so far. And then there's gates and guards, and they won't let you go any farther. But again, what do you see? There's a lot of desert. There's some mountains. It's pretty dry. So I'm giving you some answers to describe it. All right, we go a little farther here. Let's go into Rachel, Nevada, into the little alien, which you can see is kind of way away from everything. It's so small. It's even, let me go back and search one more time. So small, it's easy to miss on the map. There's nothing out there. I think maybe, no, that's not it. All right, so let me search again because I wandered around so much I've lost my way. There it is. So Rachel, Nevada, what do you see? Nothing. Right, that's it. That's the entire town. There's a white building. There's some cars. Right, maybe, I bet there's probably a street view of the inside. Let's see. Oh, here we can get into the parking lot maybe. So these little bubbles mean that someone took made one themselves. There you go. It's the inside of the little alien where they sell all kinds of alien stuff. Not really alien stuff, obviously. So you're just going to go through and write that down. What do you see? Right? Huge desert, empty area, all the stuff I described. So that's how you do it. I hope that is helpful.